Welcome back to another reaction for Mushoku Tensei Season 3, Episode 1 and 2. We got a double header today. Now, on my list it was stated for tomorrow, but somehow it came out today. I'm not complaining. Saturday, I have more time, so let's enjoy some Mushoku Tensei. I forgot my program. There we go. Okay. Very quiet. Okay, flashback. Okay.
15歳の誕生日の贈り物にルーデウスをもらった。約束とはちょっと違うけれど、ルーデウスと結ばれた。
I remember your parting was not done very well. You left a letter, which I feel like Rudy is misinterpreted quite a bit.
小さい。でも私はいつも助けてもらってばかり。私はルーデウスにふさわしくない。
So essentially it was a keepsake. I mean, we know from season 1 that she wanted to get stronger. But again, Rudy did not take it in the same way and had to go through quite a bit. Now, additionally, we know she's coming back. I mean, we knew for season 2, the ending, also the first trailer really, showed that she was coming back. Now, just for transparency, I have read the novel. I know the overarching story. I know some bigger parts. But I do, as I have watched the first trailer, some of the characters I totally forgot. I forgot what is going on. I know some bigger parts again that we are most likely going to see. I mean, one part is Aris, naturally, before end of season 2 was clear. I mean, it was clear for everyone. Doesn't matter. Naturally, there were also some parts that the community was talking about that I'm not going to reiterate. Just transparency. But I'm very excited to see the anime. How well they adapt, from what I can at least remember. I hope we do that. This reminds me season 1, where we have the opening playing in the background while we see some of the world, her adventuring. She wanted to go to the little island in the west somewhere. So, northwest even, I believe. I hope we do that because this is what we did in season 1, which added a lot of extra world building. Because an opening is nice and all. I mean, it's spoilery if you really pay attention. But I feel like it always takes away from potential of the anime. Because we are spending like a minute and a half just having an opening that is the same every week. But if we do this, we have a minute where we can have some world building. And that is going to add to a show like Mushoku Tensei. Right. If I remember, she was a sword master in one of the three, right? Because it was like Paul, rest in peace. He was like intermediate in all three, I believe, and she's like a master one, I believe. So long ago. But again, we see them traveling to the location. We see them fight, train, stay together. Now, I feel like Ghislaine is going to not be a very good influence on her because Ghislaine is very animalistic through her tribe. So let's hope she does not color Aris's personality too much. Okay, so Ghislaine went here to, I assume, train at some point. Now, in my opinion, this is probably one of the best ways to do an opening. Again, I don't know if we are going to continue this. I hope we do. Because again, the opening, it's the start of the show. The ending is not as interrupting. But if we do this for the whole season, it's gonna be awesome. Again, so much little world building. There's stuff you don't really need to say. You don't need any conversation. You don't need any explanation. You can just showcase a little bit, like the whole fight, the traveling. Now, granted, we don't do too much traveling right now, if I remember correctly. I mean, from season 2, we were stuck in the academy for a long time. But as example, in season 2, Rudy's was running every morning. That is something you could have shown in the opening time, right? Him running, meeting people, as example. I hope we do this going forward. This is my favorite way to have an opening. Interesting. Ghislaine is on her knee. Meanwhile, Aris is just stands up. No respect. The blue-haired girl we saw in the trailer. And I have no idea what is going on here. I believe this was a side story. I do not remember any of this.
生きてやがったか。
久しぶりだな、師匠。
どっかでのたれ死んでるかと思ったが、案外元気そうじゃねえか。それで、隣のやつは？
私の弟子のエリスだ。師匠に稽古をつけて欲しくて連れてきた。
はあ。こいつを？
あなたのようなタコに用はないわ。
Saying that to the master of Ghislaine. I mean, this is like a provocation because Ghislaine is more or less one of the strongest people she knows, and she respects that. Her and probably, I forgot his name. I'm so sorry. The green-haired Superdia. And normally she shows a lot of respect towards these people, but maybe because she never saw the master fight. But my assumption would be he's strong enough to at least go toe-to-toe with Ghislaine.
貴様、師匠に向かって膝をつけ。前にいらっしゃるのは剣神ガルファリオン様だぞ。
Sword God Galfarion. Sword God. Sword God? So, I'm just trying to remember. We had the stone tablet where all the gods were. And gods are essentially a title. Like Dragon God Orsted. And there was also the Sword God. So is he the real sword god? So he's at the pinnacle of power. There are only a couple people that we know, at least, or that the people agree on, are stronger than him.
突然戻ってきたと思ったらキレーヌ殿は何を教えたのか。そうだ、しつけができていないぞ。自分で面倒を見たらよかろう。即刻立ち去れ。
黙れ。
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I hate this. This is this whole disciples being like, oh, we need to defend our master. He's your master. He can defend himself. You don't need to do that. You just need to chill. You just need to wait. The master's going to... He's the strongest guy. Let him deal with this in whatever way he sees fit.
いい目してやがんな。一体誰を切りてんだ？
龍神よ、龍神オルステッド。
龍神
って
七大列強か。
そんなもの相手の知る者などほぼいない。
Just about no one alive knows the god, dragon god's name. You mean the dragon god? One of the seven. What does she mean, Orsted? As if anyone would dare challenge him. So they don't know his name is Orsted. We do know that he has curses. Something normal people can't interact with him, or they can't move. Which she did get over, so the curse was not as effective against her. Interesting that no one knows the name anymore.
なるほど。確かにオルステッドに比べりゃ俺様は雑魚だ。そうかそうか。あいつを切りたいか。俺様以外にもあいつを切りたいと思うやつがいたか。けどな、口で言うだけなら簡単だぜ。
Just gotta say, awesome voice. I wish I had a voice like that. Sounds... I mean, this just sounds like a badass voice.
できんのか。
やるわ。
Granted, she wants to kill Dragon God Orsted. And they're like, oh, some people don't even know that Orsted is the name. So other people are like, Dragon God, come on. And he naturally is also laughing about that. He seemingly knows the strength of Orsted. However, no one knows she already fought him. I don't even know if Ghislaine knows that. But she actively exchanged blows with Orsted. Which I feel like, apart from him, probably no one here was able to do and tell the tale. So he's at least... She has at least something going for her.
よし、剣を見る。
なんこのよう
ジノ、
なもの。
相手をしてやれ。
はい。
そいつはうちの最年少だ。まだまだ甘っちょれが結構やるぜ。
Okay. Okay. So, testing, I mean, that seems like a good way to do this. You test with the weakest guy. This is going to allow you to gauge the strength, and then you pick someone more appropriate, maybe next.
では中央で。
I mean, it's a fight. But this...
な、甘っちょれだろ。
本当にそうね。
よし、次はニナ、お前だ。
Now, she blue hair, him blue hair. Father, daughter.
今度は向かい合ってからだ。不意打ちもいいが、用意ドンでの剣も見せてくれよ。
What? So she... First I was like, she never had a sword? No, she most likely did. This looks like they are cheating. Now, I am assuming it's not because of Sword God. I assume he's not the one responsible, but maybe this guy, because, you know, she's more or less, Ares is making a fool out of them, and he maybe wants to punish her. He wants to, you know, put her in her place. And that is, I assume, why she's surprised. Again, I don't believe that is what a Sword God would do. So it looks like her sword is heavier, maybe different wood, maybe there's an iron core. I don't know why Japanese in these kinds of shows, they always go for kill. This is not, she didn't kill your parents, she didn't kill the guy, you don't need to kill him. But maybe it's the whole idea of, I'm gonna beat you badly, instead of literally kill. Again, they're cheating, which I assume the Sword God is going to know. If he's not in on it, I'm still, I don't feel like the Sword God would do that, because he doesn't really strike me as someone who would cheat. He would, I feel like if he wanted, he would just bring someone really strong out to fight her Ares here, instead of doing like underhanded tricks. But I really like how this is how a real fight would be, right? He's going in, bam, sword is gone, and she's like, oh fuck. But the fight is still going on. Meanwhile, Bluehead is like, oh, I have won. No. You know, you aren't you the referee? At some point, you could just go in and be like, hey, yo, let's, you lost. Is she going to get the sword? Now he is going to fight. This is what I would assume of the Sword God. He's like, okay, I took you too lightly, and now he's going to put her into her to her place. He's gonna, you know, he's gonna beat her down.
俺が相手してやるよ。
師匠が出るまでもありません。私めが。
慌てんなよ。ちゃんと手加減をしてやる。
You are not. To lie.
いい剣持ってんな。名工ユリアンのだろうそれ。
知らないわ。ミグル土足にもらったものよ。
あ、そう。
I didn't. Colorful hair. Does feel like very demon country-esque? No. I mean, Rudy's has normal brown hair, right? All the other ones, they have like brown, black, maybe blonde, but blue hair, the only one we know are the Migward or whatever. And the green hair is like the you know, demon race. Is he maybe? No, he's a human, right? Was he not a human? I don't know.
こいつもユリアンのだぜ。
Oh, the type is a Julian. Okay. Yeah, you lost.
行くぜ。
お見事お見事です。
Again, you know, the disciples are just bitches, little bitches. First they had to cheat, they lost. Then she's like, Aris is naturally mad that they cheat and they still are useless. And now they're like, oh yeah, I must have defeated her. Yeah, no shit. If he didn't, he wouldn't be your master. And you shouldn't hide behind him.
ギレーヌ、エリスを治療しろ。今日からあいつは剣聖だ。明日から俺様が剣を教える。
What do you mean? What do you mean? Is a sword saint? Is that like, hey, she's going to learn here? Or is that because Sword Saint is one of the 3 levels, right? You're like the beginner, some intermediate kind of thing, and the Sword Saint would be like advanced or the master, right? Or is that just, hey, she's going to take part in the class? Also, that you are teaching her. Interesting.
師匠、剣聖は光の太刀を習得した者のみに与えられる特別な称号。あんな山猿も同然なガキに。
Again, it's like, what are you doing? He's saying she's a sword saint. The only thing you should answer is yes. You saw him.
光の太刀を習得したガキを2人も乗してんだ。十分だろうが。
Oh, so it is part of Sword Saint are the ones taking part here. She took down 2 brats who have mastered the Blade of Light. And they both suck ass.
2人も乗してんだ。十分だろうが。
しかし。
剣心ってな、何かを覚えりゃなれるってわけじゃねえんだぜ。特別な俺様ですら特別扱いされてねえのに。なんで剣聖程度を特別扱いする必要がある。
I mean, so far, a fantastic episode. We just go straight into this action. Aris being a badass. Winning even when the other side wants to cheat. And even the Sword Saint, as a sword god, acknowledges her.
Oi, 試合中に余計なこと考えてる暇があんのか。ただ無心で剣を振れ。無心で剣を振って疲れたら座って休んで考えろ。考えるのに疲れたらまた立ち上がって剣を振れ。
I mean, he's not wrong. The main benefit that Aris is not that smart in thinking quickly, but she has a strong will and she's good at training. She's always, you know, she has the will to keep on even if she gets beat down. What she needs is to train and train so that everything is second nature. She loses her sword, she instantly goes to her fist. She maybe tries to disarm. This should all be, without having to think, should all be automatic responses for her. And then she's going to be very, very strong. I wish she could also use some magic, similar to like Rudy's, where she He doesn't have incantationless magic, I believe. That is the only problem. Because if she could use a little bit of wind magic, as an example, maybe fire magic, but definitely wind, she could enhance her abilities. Use a little bit of wind to make her faster, give her a head start. Would definitely make her attacks stronger. But that may not be possible in a fight.
俺は嘘だと思うけどな。
父さんはなんであんなやつを。
So it is her dad. Okay.
あなた剣の修行より投げる方が才能あるわよ。
確かに。
I mean, a little bitch move. You like all big words. You got beaten to a pulp. And the only reason your sword was intact after the impact was because you cheated. You had an iron sword. Try it again with a wooden sword. You wooden sword, her wooden sword. Your sword is gone.
ジノも何か言ってやりなさいよ。
たまにはエリスさんも僕らの合同稽古に参加してみない？
And you told him he should say something. He said something. What do you want?
はあ？何言ってるのよ。ないの？
でも僕は負けちゃったし。
剣心流にふさわしくない戦い方でやられただけじゃない。
I mean, Gino's right. He lost, and to be honest, he's smart. He's the smartest of the group. He was like, hey, I lost. Do you want to join us in our group fight? Because he can then try to learn from her. Which is what you should do, right? You lost to a strong fighter. If you can train with that strong fighter, you can learn their moves and become stronger yourself. Also, I feel like that the Sword Saint is mostly training Aris because Aris has a big goal. Meanwhile, all the other ones seemingly don't really have a big goal. Their goal is maybe to be a sword god at some point. But they don't have an enemy or someone far beyond the sword gods they want to fight.
きちんとした試合なら遅れも取らないわ。
Did she go out here because it's too noisy to train there? She got some wood?
剣を振るって難しいわね。
Man, it would have been so good if she would have been able to train with Paul for a little bit. Because Paul is not as strong as Ghislaine, theoretically. But Paul has a lot of... He's not as dumb, and he can most likely teach her more in the intermediate level. Because that is where Paul was strong. He had like intermediate in all three styles, right? And I feel like he could have shown Aris at least a little bit, got her to a more appropriate level before going in here. Because again, Ghislaine, not very useful for training. It's just doing, no real explaining, no real idea how to get, you know, to give her the knowledge that she needs. The same with the sword god. Seems also very much, yeah, you need to train. Just brute force. Meanwhile, Rudius, as an example, would have been able to explain a little bit. And he probably would have been able to make a situation where Aris is more likely to break through and learn something new.
ギレーヌはもっと速い。ルイゼルドはもっと速い。剣
Right,
心は
Ruizel.
もっと速い。
I do like that the whole snow around her seems to have been melted. So she's training here for a long time and probably is exuding a lot of heat.
ルイゼルドはもっと速い。剣心はもっと速い。そしてホルステッドはもっともっと速い。もっと速く。
again, it seems like the other two are making. I mean, the guy seems to as if he makes fun of her, maybe, and the girl probably is like. I mean, it's hard to identify what they really think, but our boy Gino, right? He clearly sees that she's training nonstop, and I feel like she's even training more than the original disciples. Okay, springtime.
剣心はどう動いていたのかしら。
Why do I feel like
指先
Gino is going to fall in love with her?
肩ダメね。
Why are you angry though? She's training, she gets results. Train more, right? She's doing all the stuff you are doing and progressing. It's winter again? Did we just have a note? So I guess a year has gone by. Okay. Again, the ground around her doesn't have snow. Okay. I don't know if that helps, but there's snow around. Maybe use some snow to cool your hand. I don't know if that is helping. Maybe, maybe not.
ルーデウス
Even here, they still did not forget to have her area without snow. Now maybe she cleared it out. I don't believe Aris is the one that is doing that. I believe the first time she was out here, she also didn't clear the area. It just gets cleared while she's training. Is she not going to the dojo? Because she's out here the whole time. We see her out here, they look at her, they gather wood, stuff like that. Here she's, you know, I don't know if she's sleeping here or what is going on. Maybe she goes back to the dojo to sleep. But it seems like she's only out here the whole time. That is why the firewood every time, so she can make her little fire. She's eating here. So it looks like she's not going back to the dojo to train. She's just training out here. At least it's what it looks like. And we know like 2 years have passed. Okay, there we go. Sleeping in the dojo. Training outside. Ooh. Who are you? Looks like one of the masters. Hair's growing. She's able to sit still for longer. Because this is also what this, the sword god said. Oh, he is essentially meditating. Where he was like, okay, swing your sword until you can't anymore. Then sit and rest and think. Internalize maybe different ideas. And then continue swinging your sword. Did you try your weapon? Interesting. Right. She swings with her right hand, then switches to her left to use the momentum. Interesting. But she's stopping her momentum as well. However, now she has right hand, left hand to swing. Right? Left. Oh, she switches back to the right hand again. I did last time, yeah. I know. I'm just wondering why do the switch? Why drop? Why have the sword float? Maybe because the momentum. She would go further back if she didn't throw it into the air a little bit. I'm not a sword man, so no clue. Because my first instinct was maybe she switches her hand to left, trains a little bit with the left hand. It also, a switch up of the main hand is going to surprise the enemy if you can do that. Long hair again. I mean, here everyone seems to be excited and proud. And again, 2 or 3 years already passed.
頼もう誰かおらぬか頼もうおお、よかった人がいらした。
Who the fuck?
それがしは北帝オーベールコル
ど
ベ
きなさい。
North Emperor. There are different sword styles, and Northern is, I believe, one of them. I guess he's the sword master as well, but not the god.
なんだこいつは。
邪魔よ。
それがしはクジャク県のオーベールと申す。謙信流の門弟とお見受けする。どうか謙信様にお取り次ぎをお願いした
ど
く。
けと言って。
She told you to just move and you are still standing there. She also, her eyes are not looking good. 2 swords. What was that? Very good lane wise, right? This is how I would assume Ghislaine fights if her sword ever got separated from her. So he's like a duelist. He has a long sword and a little dagger, probably like to defend and parry. Also, is he here to fight against the sword god, or did he get summoned here so he can train Aris? Because her being good at sword god style is nice and all, but if she could be good in all 3 styles, a lot stronger.
そこまでだ。
おお、お久しぶりです、謙信様。
And this is probably also after she was training the whole day.
よく来たな、北帝。
謙信様からのお手紙を拝見いたしまして、道場に伺ったところ、あの子がこれほどまで苛烈な剣士は初めて見ました。まるで獣のような。ああ、これが例の狂犬と呼ばれている子ですか。
What a nickname, and it still holds true. I mean,
ああ、そうだ。
what a nice little detail. Man, I just love Mushoku Tensei. So good. The whole, she's approaching. She is naturally going inside. And as she's approaching, he's putting his hand on his sword. Because he's ready to defend if she should attack him. And he got called here to seemingly train Aris in like the Norse style. Again, it's gonna be very good if she can get more of the styles integrated in her fighting style. Also, she has only a one-handed sword. She uses two hands every now and then, but most of the time one hand. So maybe we could have like a second item in the offhand, maybe a little buckler, maybe a little dagger. I do wonder what Ghislaine is doing. the whole time.
エリス
Is she also training? I don't know. Does she know that the Norse Emperor is here? Because it felt like she was smelling. And she smelled the Norse Emperor, maybe?
師匠なぜエリスに何も教えない、
Okay. She's just mad. Good.
教えたじゃねえか。
素振りの仕方をか
違う。鍛錬の仕方をだ。
師匠はいつも言っていたはずだ全てを合理的にやれと
言ったな。
エリスのあれはなんだ毎日バカの一つ覚えみたいに素振りをしてどこが合理的なんだ
ああ
数年経ってもまだ光の太刀も使えないなんで師匠が教えてやらない
Holy subtitles. I'm so surprised that this piece of cloth is not snapping. I also feel like as they got bigger, or the angle just makes them look massive.
お前いつからそんなめんどくせえことを言うようになったんだ。
ここに戻ってくる前からだ
もう師匠の言うことは聞けねえってのか。
しかし
ギレーヌ、俺様はな、お前の教育について少しだけ後悔してんだ。あの飢えた虎みてえだったギレーヌが牙の抜けた子猫ちゃんになっちまった。あのままでいきゃお前も今頃は検定だったのによ。
意味がわからんなぜ稽古をつけてやらんのだあれではエリスがかわいそうではないか
いいかギレーヌ、俺様を超えたきゃ合理を突き詰めていけばいずれ超えられる。だがあいつが目指してるのは竜神オルステッドだ。奴は合理の外。
Who said? Who said that other guy?
合理の外にいる存在だ。俺様の教えだけじゃ絶対に。
Oh, wait. It's him. Duh. So he got defeated. It looks like the perspective made it look like he's on the ground being stabbed, while Osset is looking over the guy that's stabbing him. No, this is him. This is Norse God. Okay.
奴
A
は
sword god.
合理の外にいる存在だ。俺様の教えだけじゃ絶対に勝てねえんだよ。はあ、なあギレーヌ、修行ってのはお稽古じゃないんだぜ。修行ってのはお稽古じゃないんだぜ。まして目標があるなら人の言うことはいはい聞いたって意味はねえだろ。
師匠はいつも難しいことを言う私にはわからない
ま、要するに俺に教えてもらうだけじゃダメだってことだ。手始めにこいつだ。
それがしの名は北帝オーベール・コルベット。巷ではクジャク剣と呼ばれている。
北神竜が何の
So she is smelling. Why are you smelling?
北神竜が何のようだ
謙信様より頼まれ申した。弟子の一人に稽古をつけてほしいと。
なぜ北神竜をエリスにはこいつらのような姑息な手は似合わんはずだ
His reaction.
エリスにはこいつらのような姑息な手は似合わんはず
Sure, we could argue that. However, experience is worth a lot, and her having experience fighting against the North Emperor is going to be invaluable. If she ever comes across one, she is privy to their tricks. She's not going to get surprised as easily. Maybe she can even use some of those. I don't know which ones. But maybe it is going to unlock some things that is going to make her far stronger.
竜神が使ってくるからだ。
竜神とは一体何者なのだ
Again.
知るかよ。ただな、あいつはいわゆる剣神流とか北神流とか、そういう流派の定石みてえなものは全て網羅している。当然使っても対処されるし、向こうも使ってくる。
So she needs to develop moves that are neither in any of the that are not in any of the sword styles. So if Orsted doesn't know the move, he can't counter it. Okay. And again, yeah, if he uses him, if Orsted is using North style techniques, Aerith is not going to get surprises easily.
なら、こっちも覚えとかなきゃ互角には戦えねえ。
なるほど。ではいずれ推進流も呼ぶのか。
ああ、手紙は送ってある。
そうか。
Oh, Water God style. And he's the Northern Emperor. He's similar to the God style. This is going to be interesting. So Sword God is not one of the 7 gods. Maybe not. I do not remember. We have the Dragon God. We have the Technique God. Those are the only ones I remember. Some other stuff.
手紙は送ってある。
そうか。
I mean, that made her happy.
そうか。では北帝殿、ごゆるりと滞在なされるよう。
うん、剣王殿。お世話になり申す。
Why are you... Elaine, this is not your home. You can't invite someone into someone else's home and be like, yeah, do what you want. It's not your home. Only the Sword God can do that, right? It's his home, essentially. I also wonder if Aerith ever told them that she fought Dragon God. It's not like she only knows him. She did exchange blows. Not for long. And yeah, it didn't go well.
先日の苛烈な歓迎、剣の腕前、改めて確かめさせていただく。
I wish she would maybe clean her clothes at some point. Make it part of the training. So whenever she's resting, she can clean some of the clothes.
始め。
He just left his sword. Interesting. He dropped his sword and was able to catch the sword again. Holy. However, I hope that Aerith is going to learn that she can use her other limbs as well. This is going to be very interesting if she can adapt her style. As example, the foot sweep. Aerith could do that. I mean, she's a little bit small because still pretty young. But if she can abuse that, she could defeat a lot of people that she could not before.
ルーデウスと肩を並べられると思えるまで。
ルーデウスとは。
剣士が私、魔術師がルーデウス。
ル
You mean the Quagmire? Is she using the Sword God style? Because this is the same visuals they used for his strike. Okay. So essentially, in season 1, whenever Ghislaine was rescuing Ares, she used the same strike. This is the Blade of Light. I mean, the visual is fantastic. Having this whole thing. Imagine her with a demon eye. Would be so strong. Now she only needs to be able to replicate this, because this feels a little bit coincidental, right? This doesn't feel like she has control over this strike. She can most likely, I'm assuming, not employ this at will yet.
速さ、威力ともに申し分ない。すごい。いやはや、誠に鮮やかな一撃であった。もう一試合、よろしいですかな？
当然よ。
Any endings? Okay, we continue with the Mad Dog. Now, again, we already have the episode 2. Man, this was a great episode. Fantastic. Really loved it. A lot of attention to detail. I hope we continue with the opening this way. Because, you know, at the end, what came to my mind was that a lot of people were questioning if they were able to adapt Mushoku Tensei well, because a lot of talent changed after season 1. And especially because they brought out like Ruri Rocks. And people were like, oh, what is Ruri Rocks? They should work on Mushoku Tensei, which I do not agree with. I know the studio was made essentially for Mushoku Tensei, but you can't work like 5-6 years on one IP without burning out, having another IP in between. And Ruri Rocks was fantastic. It was a really good show about rocks, essentially. Very well animated. So I did not really share the same not scared, but skepticism. Now, again, episode 1, you can't really tell much. We have episode 2, which essentially this is like an extended episode if they release back to back. It may also be because of the scheduling. There's a lot with the soccer championship going on. There's probably some stuff that had to be moved around. So maybe this was not even planned as a extended episode, but we did get 2 episodes. So let's just go to episode 2.
ねえねえ、あの子いい感じだった男子と結ばれたんだって。へえ、彼かっこいいから羨ましい。ねえ。
It seems like she is not that
ミ
interested.
ナは気になる人いないの？そういう関係じゃないし、それに私は剣だけでいい。
Only for the blame, huh?
それに私は剣だけで生きていくの。
Uh-huh.
さすがあの狂犬の競争相手ね。 ニーナは恋愛なんてしている暇はないか。
Hmm?
狂犬相変わらずね。
I mean, she's training more than all of you, seemingly. So it is clear that she's going to be stronger. Because while you are chit-chatting and gossiping, she's training. Because she has a goal. Again, her goal is enormous. She has such a big goal to achieve. None of them have anything close to that. Now, question is going to be, is Nina interested in Gino? Is there something going on? And is Gino going to maybe be interested in Aris? So you have like this rivalry going.
天神様と稽古してたのかしら。どうせあなたには男なんてできないんでしょうね。
You try. It is very. I mean, they are still pretty young, but it's a very weak way to try and get to someone. It's like, yeah, I can't beat you in a fight, but I'm gonna try to poke holes in anything else in the hope that I am going to be successful. With a man, I mean, they don't know her history. They have no clue. She, as a child, got transported to the demon continent, had to travel all over the world through multiple dangerous areas, fought against the dragon god, survived. I mean, she has seen some shit and some interesting arrangements.
生娘のまま一生懸だけに生きていくといいわ。
And she's probably going to be really blunt, like, yeah, no, we don't do that here.
何よ。悪いけど私、生娘じゃないから。え？嘘でしょ。誰となの？
Everyone is like, oh, because she doesn't care. For everyone else, this would be like a very intimate thing they don't want to share. But Iris doesn't care. And granted, she sees Rudy's as like the pinnacle, which that was then. Now with like Quagmire, he is even stronger.
小さい頃から一緒に育った人よ。ルーデウスはすごいのよ。冒険者として一緒にマ大陸から故郷まで旅をして、あのオルステッドに一矢報いたんだから。嘘よ。竜神の闘気はすごいから、生半可な技じゃ傷一つつかないってトアさんは言ってたわ。嘘じゃないわ。ルーデウスは生半可じゃないもの。ルーデウスと今の私は釣り合わない。もっと強くならなくちゃ。ルーデウスなんて、どうせエリスの妄想に違いないわ。
Now, naturally, rumors are going to form around Rudius. The problem is that he is the Quagmire. And if I remember correctly, his adventurers, because it's like 3-4 years or so, this is essentially parallel to whenever Rudius was traveling as well and then got to the academy. So the rumors about Quagmire are going around, but Quagmire rumors are not about Rudius. The name now rarely gets mentioned, if I remember correctly, from season 2. So even though they may know about Quagmire, they may not know it is the same person Aris is talking about.
ルーデウス？そう、
そんな冒険者なんて聞いたことないわよね。
いや、泥沼のルーデウスな。
Oh, okay. I mean, the Quagmire, he made him. I stand corrected. First off, I stand corrected. So they know, and they know that I believe he defeated a dragon. That is one of his big accomplishments, and he helps everywhere. He is like insane He fought against forearm guys. This is, you know, time-wise we don't know if that happened now or after. But he did exchange blows with Gabi Daddy, whatever his name is. So yeah, this guy is insane.
の間では有名人だぜ。あのステップトリーダーから何度も勧誘を受けているとか。この前はぐれ赤竜を単独で撃破したらしいぜ。すげえよな。赤竜を単独だ。すげえな。
I mean, you can be like, oh, I was just lying, it's just imagination, but everyone else knows him. He's insane. Dragons are seen as super strong. I mean, essentially the pinnacle of apex predators. So being able to take a dragon down is probably one of the biggest achievements you can have. Again, I don't know time-wise, because he also, I don't know if they cleared the labyrinth, right? In the south. But that is going to be also on his name.
依頼していたルーデウスという冒険者の情報は？
おお、有名人だったからすぐ集まったぜ。
嘘。
ルーデウス・グレイラット、5歳にして水星級魔術師、7歳の時にフィットアリオにてエリス・ボレアス・グレイラットの家庭教師。
Now you see they have a connection.
となる。その後行方不明となるが、最近になって冒険者泥沼のルーデウスとして名を挙げる。現在は魔法大学に特別生として招かれ、魔法都市シャリアに
Oh, in Sharia. Sharia. Sharia's academy. Sharia, Mushoku Tensei. Sharia was not the south, right? Human City, Magic City. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. So he is amazing.
エリスの妄想の王子様じゃなかったの？いや。
He's living in Sharia. Is he already married? Because that would be something I feel like you shouldn't tell Aris. But I feel like she would be like, yeah, I heard about Rudy. He's married.
確かに経歴は凄まじいけど、所詮は冒険者よ。
Only.
単独で赤竜を倒しただなんて嘘くさいし。
He was what a saint class at 5. At 5. What did you do at 5? Probably didn't even pick up a sword.
泥沼なんてダサい名前がついているあたり。そうだ。
How can you gaslight yourself so much? You are like ignoring all the facts. It's like, he can't be special. He defeated a dragon single-handedly. Yeah, he can't be so good. Yeah, the top groups want to recruit him. Can't be. Yeah, the Magic City wants him as special student. You know.
待ってなさい、エリス。ルーデウスとやらを倒して、下僕として。
What? She's going to try to do. I'm just trying to remember. Did we see that in season 2? Yes. Didn't we? Whenever, I may be misremembering, but whenever the whole thing with the 2 dog girls happened, and he got challenged by all of the people, because he's essentially the leader of the pack, and they need to defeat him so they can take the girls. She was there, right? She was one of the people that wanted to challenge him. And I remember there was someone behind a pillar that was looking at Rudy. And I was wondering, this is her, right? I'm assuming we are seeing the situations where, again, everyone wants to challenge Rudy. She's there, she's looking. You see the animal guys, because they all challenge Rudy for the girls.
魔術師って意外と屈強な人が多いのね。
ルーデウスはあっちにいるのだな。感謝する。
ルーデウス。
I remember. Man, what a callback.
ええ
泥沼のルーデウス殿とお見受けする。我と尋常なる婚儀の決闘を。
Right, the situation. Man. This is so good. Having this callback. Because they did show this in season 2, which means that we already saw this. This is how you do a really good story. You have something, you showcase something, but this is essentially nondescript until later, where you can reference this instead of having, you know, this happen at the same time. Again, I believe the Aris stories was side chapters. I'm not sure though. But for anime, this is how it should be. Because this happened in season 2. It was weird, but now we know why she's here. Who she is.
それはあれですか。この時期流行りの休
これがルーデウス。体
Alright, he assumes that you wanted to get him.
はそれなりに鍛えているようだけど、覇気のようなものは感じられないわね。顔は悪くない。
And I believe this is before he married Fitz. Right?
けど男としての魅力はね。
じゃあ決着ということで。
Exactly, this is what I meant. She was behind a pillar.
魔術師があの距離で戦士を倒すなんて。いいえ、たまたまあの従属が弱かっただけ。
And I believe she was also there whenever he fought Bodyguardy. I believe that is why no one challenged him after that anymore.
そこの人、ルーデウスって魔術師を探しているのだけど。
Oh, the whole line.
なんだお前も決闘を申し込むものか。
ええ。
ならば一番後ろに並べ。
なんだこの列は。
Man, I love that. I love this makes me so happy. That, you know, we go back to season 2, now it makes all sense, because she did stuck out, but it was just, why? It makes so much more sense. This is the same like in ReZero in season 3, whenever you saw Anastasia petting her scarf, and it didn't really make sense. But now, with everything we know, it makes a lot more sense.
釣りでもあるのか。
ルーデウス・グレイラットへの決闘申し込みの順番だ。
こんなにか。どうにかして先にやらせてもらう方法はないか。
それなら並んでるやつを全員倒すんだな。
Right, he defeated everyone. Right.
では全員同時にかかってまいれ。
Also, this was such a great scene where Rudy's was able to really showcase his power.
我が輩は不死身の魔王バーディーガーディ。我が輩に勝てれば勇者の称号をやろうぞ。
ふざけんなよこら。やってやるよ。
After seeing all of them run into this guy and be instantly defeated, I would not fight him. The first thing you should learn as a fighter is to gauge the power of another fighter.
では行きますよ。
うむ、来い。
あの魔王を一撃で。エリスはあれと肩を並べようとしているの。
Again, before he married. Because if she knew he was married, she probably would bring that news back. I do wonder how long this journey took. They gonna be a bitch? Or... I mean, she has two ways. She could still continue being a bitch. Now she knows what Aris's goal is. Or she could, because she saw Rudy's, she could get on her good side. She could, you know, tell her all the stories about Rudy's. That she saw him, he's learning magic, he was able to one-shot a Demon King, stuff like that. I feel like Aris would start loving you if you told her all the great things that Rudy's is doing. I feel like you are 4 years too late, but sure. I just want to see. I just wanted to see if maybe Aris's swings sound more impactful, but I can't really tell the difference. Which I feel like is a little bit of a missed opportunity there. The water? I was like, okay. Old lady is the water god?
まったくだよ。けどあんたが私に頭を下げるって言うから物珍しくてつい来ちまった。で、私は誰に何を教えりゃいいんだい？
ニナ、参りました。
冷静になりな。
So this means that Aris is always exuding like this killing intent. Essentially this aura that fighters instinctively react to. And it also probably means that Aris is always gauging who is a potential enemy, who she needs to fight in a room. Which is how they react. Why did she have an eye closed?
冷静になりな。
紹介する。このばあさんは水神流の長レイダ・リーヤだ。
水神様、お久しぶりです。
おお、ニナかい。大きくなったね。 慶応ぐらいにはなったかい？
いえ、私などまだまだです。一番早い自信はありますが、一番強いのは私ではありませんから。ってあんた。
Relationship changed. So she's acknowledging Aris is the strongest. Nina may be the fastest, but she has a lot to learn, which is true. Now that he takes it serious. And Aris naturally is like, I don't give a fuck. Who are you? Why should I kneel down for you?
ありなさいよ、失礼でしょ。
エリス、このばあさんがこれからお前に水神流についてあれこれと教えてくれる。
よろしく。
まるで野獣だね。悪いけどね、ガルの坊や。この小娘には水神流は向いてないよ。
んなことは分かってる。
じゃあ何を教えろってんだい？
何も教えなくていいさ。ただ相手してくれりゃいい。
なんだい？その獣に私を暗殺でもさせるつもりなのかい？
まさか。
Really?
放っておけばオッチのばあさんを殺してどうするってんだ。
You are saying that, but I feel like you assume that for like 10 years or so, and she's still kicking because I mean, she seems to train a lot, and if you train a lot whenever you are older, you are going to live longer because a lot of stuff is related to muscles, which is interesting, or the stuff we learn more and more about.
じゃあ教えておくれよ。一体誰の相手をさせるつもりなんだい？
そこのエリスは竜神オルステッドを倒したいんだとよ。
なんと竜神とは。そりゃ大きく出たね。できると思ってんのかい？
俺はできると思っている。
Pretty high praise. I mean, she's still young and she's doing really well. So he probably is like, give her another 10, 20 years and she's going to be strong enough. But that is not what we are going to do, right?
エリスのな。
そりゃ面白い。けどね、私は才能のないやつに付き合うのはまっぴらごめんなんだ。まずはうちの弟子とやらせて圧倒できるように。
Closed eyes, smiley face, evil.
になったら私とだ。
話は聞いておりました。
Do not get close to her. I feel like she's just going to attack Aris the moment she sees an opening.
水王イゾルテ・クルーエルと申します。
Water King.
以後お見知りおきを。牽制ニナ・ファリオンです。よろしくお願いします。エリス・グレイラット。
Don't let her come close. Come on. She has no eyes. She's smiling. It's clearly evil. Don't trust her.
師匠に言われて仕方なく相手をしてあげますけど、請求ごときで私を圧倒できるなどとは思わないでくださいね。そうですね。お手柔らかにお願いします。
Nina's fighting as well? I thought it would only be Iris. Okay. Same blue hair color. Interesting. I was wondering, is she going to use that attack? Water god or water style. Now it makes sense. A more free flowy style about deflecting, counterattacking.
いつでもどうぞ。
Right, she did say she's the fastest.
勝てちゃった。
I mean, I would have assumed maybe there's like, hey, she is just letting her win. However, I don't believe so. I don't believe that character is willing to let someone else beat her. For free, at least. So she is, like you were saying, I mean, she's insanely fast. Holy shit. Imagine Aris could combine that with her strength.
いつでもどうぞ。勝てちゃった。
あんたどうするね。私に推進流の技を習うかね。
いえ、やはり私は剣心流を極めようと思います。
そうかいそうかい、それがいいよ。じゃあしばらくこの3人に稽古をさせて互いに切磋琢磨させるというのはどうかね。
Sounds like a very good plan.
ま、そうだな。よし、午前はいつも通り死につき、日が下がり始めたら3人で修行しろ。
はい、わかったわ。
I assumed for some reason that Nina was not even close to Aris' strength, but this showcased that she is also doing pretty well. If she can abuse her speed, she is very difficult to fight. And it seems like the water style is a perfect counter for Aris. And Nina's a perfect counter for the North
また
style.
私の勝ちですね。
And Aris is a counter for Nina. So we have like a three-way counter.
イゾルテはエリスに勝ち、私はイゾルテに勝ち、エリスは私に勝つ。決着がつかないわね。いいわ。やりましょう。決まりですね。では、もう少し静かな場所はありませんか？そうね。
For some reason, I assumed the cliff, but I guess Aris's room for some reason.
では率直にお伝えします。エリスさんは殺気を出しすぎなのです。私たち推進流は殺気に敏感ですから、攻撃が来ると分かれば対処できてしまうんです。そんなこと言われてもどうすればいいのかわからないわ。そうですね。ニナさんはほとんど殺気を出していませんけど、どうしていますか？どうと言われても、最速で剣を走らせれば勝てるんだから、殺気なんて出さなくてもいいでしょ。わからないわ。
I mean, she is right. She's like, I just need to beat you. Why should I try to use the menace thingy? But this is the only way Aris knows how to fight.
なんで私はこんなのに勝てないのかしら。自信なくすわ。私があんたを後に動き出すようにしているからよ。ルイジェルドに教わったのよ。視線とかを使い。
They also don't know about Rugiad, right? Man, it would be so good if Rugiad were coming here. Imagine how insane that would be. He comes here, visiting Aris, just wants to check how she's doing, and maybe even learn a little bit more. And then we can see him fight these. Oh, that would be so good.
相手を自分より先に動かしたり後に動かしたりできるって。ルイジェルド誰？私の先生よ。つまりエリスさんは意図的に相手の動きを誘導しているということですか？そうよ。なるほど。私にもそれをやってるけど、あなた動かないわね。私はそういう訓練を受けていますから。次はあえてやらず、殺気も抑えてみるのはどうでしょう。
So her animosity is essentially how she forces someone to move? Is that the point?
やってみるわ。ねえ、私はどうしたらいいと思う？そうですね。あなたのお師匠様に聞いてみてはどうでしょうか。そんな簡単に教えてもらえるなら3人で訓練なんてしてないの。反省会なんてしても意味ないじゃない。ねえ、何？どうしてギレーヌとお揃いの服を持ってるのよ。ああ、うちじゃ牽制になるときに作らされるの。私は趣味じゃないからあんま着ないけど。
Is she jealous because she wants to? Elaine was her first real aspiration. She wanted to be as close to Aris as close to Ghislaine as possible. So she clearly also wants the coat.
私は持ってないわ。欲しいんだったら自分で取りに行ったら。あんただったらいけるでしょ。
Oh.
取りに行くとは？牽制の試験として魔物を狩りに行かされるのよ。自分で狩った魔物の皮を上着にして牽制の証とするってわけ。その魔物、どこにいるのよ。 ここから西に行った滝のある森よ。そんな遠くないわ。案内しなさいよ。
Very demanding. Not a lot of please and thank you. This is not what Rudy has taught you.
私もついて行ってもいいでしょうか。
What are we hunting? Wolves? Boars?
あんたたちなら大丈夫だと思うけど、
Yes?
結構数も多いしすばしっこいから気をつけなさいよ。私あまり魔物と戦ったことがないので緊張しますね。そこの獣をいなすより簡単よ。ねえ、魔物はどこにいるの？
I like that she calls her an animal. I mean, she is very... The moniker Mad Dog does make sense.
火を焚いたら寄ってくるわ。ちょっと待ってなさい。おかしいわね。汝の求めるところに大いなる炎の加護あらん。勇猛なる灯火の熱さを今ここに。ファイヤーボール。あんた魔術なんて使え。
Imagine she could use that in a fight, but she hardly is able to grasp magic itself. Not even talking about incantless magic. Incantless? Chantless magic. Because Rudy did try, but...
ルーデウスに習ったのよ。読み書きとかも教え。
Her reaction to the name.
使えたの？ルーデウスに習ったのよ。読み書きとかも教えてくれたんだから。あんたに魔術と読み書き？ギレーヌにもよ。魔大陸を冒険した時も魔人語を教えてくれたし、大森林に行った時も従属と話せるし、ルーデウスはすごいんだから。あんたさ。
I mean, yeah, monsters are coming. Clear switch up. But Nina did see Rudy's. I don't know about the other one. Maybe because she's the North Star is the Water Star is not from here. Maybe they heard rumors about him. I do wonder what they wanted to say. Something about does he if she loves Rudy's? I mean, I feel like that is pretty obvious. Also, she did say she lost her virginity to him. I feel like that is not something you do while not liking them.
あんたさ。
Okay, they are not wolves, they are not bears, they are not boars. They're like a hybrid. Like a saber-tooth, essentially, something along those lines.
あれが例の魔物よ。
What was that? Did she manipulate the animal to hit her left side? By essentially faking that she has something there? Because she was looking down. And there's nothing here. And this prompted him to attack the same side, which allowed her to easily dodge to the other side. So not only is she doing that to human fighters, she's also able to do that against monster? Because it would be understandable, again, to do that to a normal human fighter or a humanoid. But that even monsters react to that is pretty insane. I mean, you can defend yourself. Why should she try to protect you? What is she doing here? Is she jump starting? Easy peasy. I hope you take them all with you. No, okay. Fuck me, I guess. Just enough for one pelt. That is so much meat you left behind. Everyone could have gotten meat in their soup. I don't know what they eat. But everyone could have gotten a bunch of meat.
なんだかとっても楽しかったです。剣の腕が同じぐらいのこと、こうやって訓練をしたり、一緒に反省をしたり、魔物を狩りに行ったのなんて初めてでしたから。そうね、私もよ。では、私はこれで。今日はありがとうございました。反省会、やってよかったです。私もだんだんと強くなっていく実感があります。何よ、あんた殺気を出さない方法を知りたがってたわよね。それが何よ。じゃあ毎日お風呂入って体を洗ってご飯食べて暖かい布団で例の大好きな彼のことでも考えながらぐっすり寝てみたら。何よそれ、ルーデウスのことは関係ないでしょ。あんた彼のこと話してるときは殺気が消えてるんだから。
That is what they were reacting to. Also, no opening. Nice. I love that.
試してみなさいよ。っていうか、あんまり汚くしてると嫌われるわよ。
Not wrong. I mean, I feel like he's not going to try to dump her ever, if at all, because she would probably punch him. So, you know. Let's say, being clean goes a long way.
まあ、確かにルーデウスは洗濯とか豆だったわね。
A lot softer expression. Clean uniform, okay.
始め。
It's that easy. Now the big thing is to combine that. Show animosity, force them to attack a specific point, be able to more or less deactivate that so they can't react to you that quickly. That is going to be very efficient, very effective against enemies, being able to switch that up. The similar, like in episode 1, what I was mentioning, if you are able to switch your sword hand from right to left, that is going to take some time for the enemy to get used to, and is going to surprise them, if you are able to do that effectively. Elaine?
なんだかんだ全員互角になってきたようですな。
互角といっても力関係は変わらず。とはいえ、互いに3本に1本は取れるようになったのは進歩かね。
うん、みんな上達している。師匠はこれを狙っていたんだな。
まあ、強くなってんのは確かか。
加減が難しいのよ。次、私とニナよね。今日はここまでよ。なんでよ。今の試合が終わったら反省会をするという話ですので。そうだったわね。あ、反省会の前にちゃんとお風呂入ってきなさいよ。分かったわ。
Very nice, very nice. So let's see, next episode, title. I mean, there's only one title people would not want to see. But I just want to know if, you know, are we continuing with Aris? Next episode? Or Life Back at Home? So I'm assuming we go to Rudius. Do we know how many episodes we have? Is it 12? My animal least. Yeah. Shut up. Unknown. Oh, God damn it. Episode number. Do we have any rumors? How many episodes? 27. Across 2 split cores. The first core consists of 14, with the second core contains 13. Maybe with a break between, maybe not. Oops, that is not what I wanted to do. Boop, boop. I'm just wondering because we have a little bit of the story of Aris. Life Back Home. So I'm assuming Rudius, 1 or 2 episodes maybe. Then probably back to Aris. Maybe Rudyard? But I feel like Rudyard is maybe going to be part of this part. Maybe because he did go back to Rudy at some point. Right, he did go there at some point. Maybe he does go to Aris. Maybe that is what they want to do. Like 1 or 2 episodes with Rudy, then maybe an episode with Rudyard, who then goes to Aris? Thoughts? But I assume that after we have done a little bit Rudius, we go to Aris again. But I'm not sure. But we do have split cores, so we don't know if there's a break between those. Similar to like ReZero. But yeah, I mean, double episode, all about Aris. Aris getting better, Aris training, Aris awesome. I feel like these were fantastic episodes. No opening, no big, oh, we have to waste 1.5 minutes. We got the callback to season 2, where we saw her, you know, in the background in some of the shots. And now it makes sense why she was there. Interesting, she never told Aris, seemingly. But Aris learning from the sword god style, northern, and the other one, the water style. And animation was fantastic. The development is great. The characters are good. I mean, Nina was very against Aris at the beginning because she got pummeled hard. She couldn't beat Aris at all. She is faster though. Give her credit where credit is due. But she tried to poke holes at her, just never being able to hurt her in any way because Aris doesn't care. She is very focused on her goal. And Nina's goal is to essentially beat Aris, which means that she's going to be pulled along. I feel like fantastic 2 episodes. I just love Mushoku Tensei. And I have great hopes. They're naturally... I just hope that some parts that are a little bit, let's say, controversial are not going to be cut out but explored well. But we will have to see.